Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us in another In the Swamp with OGRE. Today's guest is Knolly Williams. Knolly Williams with EXP. He has a coaching company as well. Knolly, great to have you on today, buddy.
Hey, Edward, it's always good to be on with you, man. I love you and Mercy. You guys are doing a great job out there. And I love the Ogre, baby. Ogre's in the house.
Thanks a lot. So full disclosure, Knolly and I have known each other for about 6 years. We've gone up and down. We've had many conversations, and this is like catching up with friends, so it's great for me. Knolly, first of all, you and Josie, you guys are safe. Everything's good at home.
Yeah, we're in the middle. I mean, we're time stamping this video. Obviously, we're in the middle of COVID. We've been hanging out at home. Man, it's very weird. It's just very weird. And I know it's that way for a lot of people, but we're safe. Thank God we're safe. We're good.
Yeah. Good. That's one of the main reasons I wanted to catch up with you. I want to make sure you guys are doing well. Knolly, I got a question for you because you do a lot of different things. You do coaching, you do inspirational stuff, you do a lot of faith-based stuff. You do real estate as well. You're on TV with real estate too. You're all over the place. How has this really impacted your life? Because this impacts all of us in different ways. So how has this really impacted your life?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's so originally when this hit, I'll just give you the short answer, and that is it's actually doubled my activities. Because when this first hit, I had already planned to do a speaking tour. I had about 5 or 6 dates on the calendar for April, and one thing people may or may not know. When you and I actually met, you had been using my software for a while before we met.
Right.
And you met when I was out touring, and I hit over 100 cities in the early days when I first started coaching and training. Well, now, man, I'm doing so much on Zoom because so many people, and it's good to see you here. So many of us have moved over to Zoom, and so now it's like since the availability is there, I've been getting booked like left and right, man. So it's kept me really busy. And at first, my whole idea, Ed, was, man, I was just going to write it out because I knew this was going to be, this is going to be a little bit of a timeout, if you will, a little bit of a timeout. But my coach got to me. He said, man, you need to be out there leading. And he said, leaders lead. Because I was just like, man, I'm good. I'm stored up for the winter. I'm just going to ride it out. But so I've actually been out there really, really leading because so many, in the real estate space, especially, you're right. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business leader, a coach, an author, a trainer, a speaker. I do a lot of stuff. But in the real estate space where I play a lot, most of the agents have a deer in the headlights type of approach to this. And so, guys like you and I are out there trying to reassure them that this is an event and that there is light at the end of the tunnel. So yeah, it's just made my schedule go nuts.
That's a good thing. Now I do know that there's a couple out there, not many, but you're one of the coaches that I've spoken to in a long time, and motivational speakers and authors and everything that really have always preached slow down to get momentum. Not always just go, go, go. You need to take a deep breath sometimes. I think for some of you that have always preached that, now is when you're saying, okay, now that you can regroup, you need to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now that's a great point, Ed. I'm glad you mentioned that because now is the time and you don't want to be the one that says, I told you so. Okay. Because these are a lot of the principles that you and Mercy follow as well in your practice. So, but I've been telling people for years, basic principles that if they had followed those principles, it's not too late. They wouldn't be in the situation they're in terms of broke. When COVID hit and it caught you with your pants down, no matter what business you're in, there's certain principles that if you would heed to those, you're pretty much recession proof, if you will.
Right.
In fact, when a slump hits, it actually is an opportunity for you to actually do even more business. than before. So, it's all a matter of perspective. You're right about that. Yeah.
Yeah. But I know that a lot of what you always point out is lead with value. And our team read a book this week that was The Go Giver. They lead with value. Always give more than you receive, but be open to receiving. And those are kind of, you and I've had several conversations about that. And you've always been one to say, hey, lead with value, give and give and give, and you'll get back once you give. In fact, I think you opened up your coaching now to give now because everybody needs that.
Yes. Yeah. It's there's principles in this realm that a lot of people overlook, and they're counterintuitive. That's the reason why most people overlook them, because they don't make sense on the surface. And one of them is, like you said, the go giver. One of them is if you give, like you and Mercy have always been givers. If you give, it just comes back. It has to come back. So don't be afraid of giving, is what I tell people. And yeah, so I actually created this coaching program, and initially I called it Quantum 10X Coaching, but it wasn't. I actually created it about 3 months ago, and I launched it for $400 a month. Okay. Now, when COVID hit, that's when I got the Holy Spirit tapped on my shoulder and says, "Hey, this project, you need to go ahead and make it free." So I rebranded it. It's called Knolly Success Coaching. It's absolutely free. It's kind of like you. I mean, it's agnostic. So there's no brand, there's no particular real estate company that's behind it or anything like that. There's no upsells, no side sales. You already know, Ed, I like to sell.
Yeah.
you know, I love selling.
Yep.
But I've been cautioned to kind of make this with no upsell. There's no upsell. There's no side sale. And I've always, as I've traveled, I was with Remax for a long time. I was Keller Williams many years. Now I'm with EXP. But all through that time, I've always trained and taught agents from everywhere. And that's just the way, because we're in a cooperative industry. You might list a property and I might go show it, or I might list something and you might come show it. It's a cooperative industry. So we have to help each other. And when the sea rises, it raises all ships. Okay, not just mine, but yours too. And so I really believe in that, man. And so, yeah, I created Knowledge Success Coaching, weekly coaching call with me and my coach, my personal coach, an accountability partner, because right now, a lot of people, let's face it, they can't afford a one-on-one coach. Okay, they can't afford to pay me $1,000 a month or $1,500 a month. So what I do is I teach our members how to coach each other. So you don't have to, I'm not going to down coaches, but Ed, let's face it, you and I both know that you pay somebody $1,000 or $1,500 a month to tell you what you already know.
Right.
You know what I mean, right?
Yep.
So basically I've got this system where I teach, you can learn it in 10 to 15 minutes. I teach anyone how to coach someone else, so that now you have an accountability partner. So that comes with it. And then there's a library of training and other stuff that goes with it as well. And it's fun, man. I mean, we grew to over 1,000 members in less than 10 days, and people are really, they're thirsting for the knowledge, man. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see.
Yeah, I think we're in a time where, as real estate agents, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, I think in any business, you're learning how to shift your business in another direction and weather this storm, because it is a storm. I don't think it's just going to be around for the next 10 years. So we just have to get through this, and go and then move forward and continue to learn and train and educate ourselves to make ourselves better at what we do. And then I think that, to be honest with you, I think with all of the value you're providing now, when this is all over and everybody gets back to a normal life again, I think there's gonna be that need for that coaching, because everybody needs that little one-on-one kick on the butt every once in a while. One of them, so let me raise my hand. The first one. But I think that's going to be there. But the value you're providing now is going to launch that in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. On the backside of it. And it's one of those things where you don't do it for that, but you know that that's coming.
Right.
Let's help people when they don't have any money. and let's get them into money. And then when they do have money, they can afford to pay for our services.
Exactly. And I know that you're big on, which is what our team is doing. So we meet every morning, and I'm just reaffirming that now is not the time to call people and pressure them or script them into buying a house or
Right.
selling a house. Now's the time
Right.
to call them and say, hey, what can I do for you? If there is a need for that, then we're here to help. We're not calling for that. We're calling to make sure you're doing okay. You need something. Can I be a resource for you?
Yeah, that's a great point because I don't know if you can see this. This is from one of my agents. He says what he asked was, "Hey, I need some scripts to call to follow up with my SOI, with my sphere of influence. Any templates, any email?" And I said, "Here's the script. Here it is, right here. You know, how are you doing? How can I help you?" That's the script, you know? And it's just like what you just said, Ed. It's like, you know, it is kind of funny, right? Because agents are calling us and asking, hey, what do we say? What's my script? But that's all it is. How are you doing? Is there anything I can help you with? That's the script.
Yeah, and you've been preaching that for a while.
Yeah.
This isn't a new script for you. This has been where you've always come from in the time that I've known you. It's always, hey, what can I do for you? How can I help you? I'm here to sell you something. And I know that with our personal friendship and times we've spoken, it's always been about what can we do for each other and how can we help and collaborate. So this is now of a time where I'm telling people, hey, you know what? I've got my daughter plays basketball. I'm not super friendly with all of the parents, but now's the time to call the ones that I do have the phone number and ask them, how are you doing? Do you need anything? Because it's the right thing to do. Because there's people out there that are really, really scared. There are people that have, here in Vegas, a lot of people have lost their jobs. And they just need somebody to say, it's going to be okay. We're going to be fine. And it's a real fear for both real estate agents, entrepreneurs, restaurant owners, small business owners. Everybody's feeling it. I don't know one industry that's not.
Yeah, I'm glad you kind of hit on that because, we've never seen have you ever seen Vegas the way it is now? We've never seen anything like this.
Never.
It's just unprecedented. And it is, like you said, it's an event, and that's all it is, an event, but it will have a tail on it. Okay. So in other words, there's going to be a nice little 12 to 18 month tail on the event. Not going to be like short sale haven like it was before, because there never was a bubble. Prices never were overinflated, but it will be a lot of people that can't make their payments, that are going to have to file bankruptcy or choose to file bankruptcy, and are going to really look at their situation and reassess their values. And a lot of them are going to have to liquidate their real estate. They're just going to be in a point where they say, you know what, I got to let this go. I have to downsize. That's going to be happening all over the country.
Hey, you even, like, I do a lot of commercial and investors, and I'm speaking with investors now. They're saying, hey, do you think if I can show that everybody's paid rent this month, do you think we could try to move some of the houses? So everybody's feeling it. It's not an event where the uber wealthy are just saying, hey, I'm going to attack, because they're getting hurt just as much as the little guy. I mean, we're all feeling it across the board. This is not like 2008 where it was the little guy that tried to become the investor that got hit. And now the investors swooped in and made a killing. The investors are feeling it as well, because it's an event that's affecting everybody. So I think we all got to come together and try to, make those care calls, reach out to friends, reach out to family, reach out to people we know, and just say, hey, are you okay? How do you feel? Or do you need anything?
Exactly. Because these are the things that are going to stick out. It's like when we're past COVID, because I know a lot of people have been, initially it was fear. First it was shock and panic, and then it became fear, and then people just become numb. And if you can just wake yourself out of that state and just realize that on the aftermath of this, people are going to look back to see, how did you handle the situation? How did you react to it? And like you said, if you can just reach out with love, that's it. That's all you have to do. Most people will probably tell you they don't need anything. I mean, Josie just made a call last week. She just called a friend of hers. This lady's blind. She's in her 80s. Okay. So Josie just called and say, hey, how are you doing? She says, well, I'm doing fine. But I tell you what, I need to sell my house. And she said, I need to talk to Knolly, is what and you know what Josie said? She said, no, I just got my real estate license. I can talk to you. So she hijacked my deal.
She did?
Got it. She got it. I mean, and so she did a Zoom, listing presentation. She's known this person for 30 years. Did the presentation by Zoom, sent the CMA, market analysis, and she's ready to list. So but that was not the intention of the call at all. I mean, the furthest thing we never would have imagined that this lady would ever sell, because she's been in that house since we've known her. So, you just check with people, just check. And there could be something on the backside, maybe now, maybe later, who knows, but they're going to remember your kindness.
Right. And that's one thing. I think that you've always led with, kindness and do the right thing up front, and leaders will lead, and take this and show others how to get through this. There are a lot of new agents, and I spoke to one today that used to be on my team that went to another brokerage and was just let go. And called me up panicking, and I said, hey, you know what? Come back on my team. I'll help you out. We'll coach you through this. And she's super appreciative. And that's, I think, what we need to do as people, just help each other, and we'll get through this.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And let me just say this, Ed, from the beginning, when you and I first met years ago, and you were sitting, I think, on the second row or third row at the event, and you kind of knew me or knew of me through not the training side, but I think on the software side.
Correct.
And you guys were just so wonderful, man, from the very beginning. You invited Josie and I to lunch, which nobody else did at the event. So, we ended up hanging out. We got to know each other. I mean, it's like we just have this mutual, respect and love for each other that goes beyond the business. You know what I'm saying? And it's been fun to really watch you. I've been very excited to watch you come into your own, because you really, you've got that persona. I've been telling you that for years. You've got the persona and you've got the look. Now you got the logo. and now you got your show. So it's really, this is how I think, even for you and your family, this is kind of your way of giving back. And you'll see how it just boomerangs back, because you're helping not just real estate, but anyone and everybody. You're helping out your worldwide community.
Right. And that's the reason I'm doing this. I think that everybody that I'm talking to, and full disclosure, I'm talking to people I know first to make it easier for me. But I think everybody has value, and everybody has little nuggets, and everybody's going through this worldwide pandemic. And there's certain things that we don't realize. Like, we need to jump on a coaching program, and you're offering it for free. So yes, it's easy for me to say, hey, let's do this. But you encourage and get people to maybe keep their business, whether it's a restaurant or a real estate, whatever the small business is, keep you moving forward, because this is going to end. And we all, as entrepreneurs and small business owners, blood, sweat, and tears go into this. I mean, this is not, we don't wake up every morning with a pot of gold. We got to go out and hunt for it. And it just makes it easier when I have people like you on my show that are willing to give back and help out. I'm going to put all of your information underneath this on the YouTube channel, Knolly, so people can reach out to you. I'll give them the link to the Facebook page as well. And thank you very much for being with me today, man. I really appreciate it. From the bottom of my heart, my man.
Edward, I appreciate you and everything you're doing, man. I look up to you, man. So keep doing what you're doing, brother.
All right, brother. You have a great day.
You too.
And that is it, my man. See how simple that was?
It's in the bag. I'm proud of you, man.